All right, Coach, we'll start with an opening comment, and then we will take questions.
Well, we're excited about our opportunity this weekend. Got in late last night, obviously, from a road trip. I think we rolled in about 2:30. 3. So it was it was a late night for these kids. I had to be in class this morning, but just excited about the opportunity to go on the road, play a top 10 team, well-coached team on their floor. And it'd be a good test for us. You're playing a team that's got 2 former SEC players on there, and that have transferred into there, and so they'll have a feel for what's coming. And but I can tell you, I'm excited about taking my team, and it starts with these two. These 2 veterans know what it's like to go on the road. Going to get to take T back home. She's 30 miles from Austin, Brenham, Texas, and so really looking forward to the opportunity.
A lot has happened since that last time you went there. I think that was the last regular season non-conference loss that y'all had.
Right.
And since that time, a couple Final Fours, and you go on this long run. Have you thought about that ball game and kind of how far y'all come since that point?
Sure.
I think y'all played them pretty tough, and it was a good game, but then you got over the hump.
Yeah, got beat 53-45, I think, and it was Tiara's freshman year. You think how far she's come since then. I remember after the game, I think T was in tears because she was seeing her family and didn't really want to leave them. And getting back home as a freshman and being away, your heart goes out to your freshmen because it's hard. That's the thing people don't get is we got kids from all over the country, all over the world. Chloe's from halfway around the world, and so you get a chance to go back and be around family. It makes it really special. And so Victoria went 5 for 20 that night, and we got beat in a real defensive struggle, 53-45, and I think we got down early and really never could quite get over the hump. But it was a very competitive game, and since then they've come here, and we had a great game with them here, and so now we're going back.
T, how many tickets and stuff do you have coming this weekend?
A lot, over probably like 10, 15, I guess. So like.
What are you looking forward to about you just playing in your home state in front of a bunch of family?
Them just seeing me play in person. They watch me on TV a lot, so they get to see me in person.
T, do you remember anything from that first game against Texas?
No, I was sad after the game, yeah. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Vic, you talked about that game being low scoring. Obviously, you guys have scored a lot of points this year. Do you feel like it could be another low scoring game like that? And how comfortable are you if it is that?
It might be. I'd be surprised if it was. I think we're really capable. Last night's a great example. We scored 13 points in the first quarter and then go 31-32. I mean, you talk about schizophrenic. I mean, that's 2 ends of the spectrum. But I think when we get in a groove like that, when you're making people miss, I think we held them to 27% in that second quarter, and Tiara's throwing the outlet or Anriel's getting a rebound and leading the break. I think we can score in bunches, and you get people playing at our tempo. So, they're scoring a lot of points as well, 76 a night. So I think we both would be shocked if it's that way, but it could very well be, no doubt about it.
Anriel, Coach used the word interested upstairs to characterize how in tune he thinks that you guys are going to be for the game Sunday. How does that opponent, how does that change your guys' mindset? No disrespect to the others before it, but top 10 team on the road. How do you think that'll affect you guys?
Yes, definitely. I think that these next few practices, they have to be spot on. We need minimal mistakes, and we have to be focused. That's the main priority, is to be focused and stay focused throughout this whole time preparing for Texas. So I think the focus level is the main thing that we have to work on, and then playing hard and the other little stuff that come with it.
You have an interesting dynamic this week. You get to go up against Danny, your teammates, and now transferred or playing against each other. Have you talked to her this week? And what's those conversations
I was
been
just
like?
on the phone with her probably like 10 minutes ago, but yeah, that's my very close friend. She's like a sister to me. But I'm really excited to play against her, but it'll be no mercy shown, even though we're close. But it'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun and ready to compete against her. So.
Do you have any sense that this is an opportunity for this year's team to prove itself against a top 10 team on the road?
Definitely, yes. I think that this will be our first, top 10 matchup, and I think this will show whatever we need to work on and show if we're ready for it. But we'll see. We'll see how these next few practices go, and we'll see how we come out ready.
Coach, can you speak to that a little bit about obviously on the road, top 10? How do you hope that grabs your kids' attention?
Yeah, I think it will for sure. I've been talking to this team about, a trust level. For me as a head coach, I thought last year's team really created a trust level with me where I didn't have too much trepidation or reservation going into ball games. I just felt like I had certain players I knew were going to show up and play. And so I'm still developing that trust level with this team, but being able to go in there and play. I know these two will be ready. T's going up against a former SEC post player who's now, one of the better post players in the Big 12. And so she knows she's going to have to be on point. Anriel, again, been to the wars, knows what it's all about, understands, what it's like to compete against those kinds of teams on the road. And so, and you can throw Jazz in that mix and Jordan. So I really, I want to lean on those kids, and I want them to understand it's really important that they're ready to go. And it's really important that they set the tone this week in practice for the rest of the week and us getting ready for that ball game. Again, it's a non-conference game. We're going on the road. They're top 10, we're top 10. But it's important that we go in there and number one, that we prepare well. Number two, that we play well.
They've had some injuries and Chastity Patterson transfers. What does this team look like as opposed to the first year? What do they look like coming in this ball game?
Well, they're still ultra athletic, tremendous guard play. Obviously, big kid inside allows them to do some things, and I think they're a lot like a lot of teams in the Southeastern Conference from an athletic standpoint. Well coached. They're going to be, and hey, they're sitting there for the next 3 days getting ready for number 6 coming in. So they'll have some focus and intensity in practice, and they'll be at home in front of their crowd. It's Sunday afternoon at 1. I'm hoping everybody goes to 12 o'clock service and doesn't make it before halftime.
You guys started the week with 5 players scoring in double figures. Obviously, last night you had that again. What kind of a challenge is it to continue that through the course of the season, getting different players regardless of opponent contributing?
Yeah, I think that's the uniqueness of this team right now is we take what people give us. I thought last night we took what they gave us. I thought Tierra really played with a lot of energy early. Competed for every rebound early. Same thing with Anriel. I think they both, when you got 15, 9, and I think Chloe had 8. So 32 rebounds between 3 players. That's pretty good. But that's kids competing. I mean, they're not going, well, she can get this one, I'll just wait over here. That's not what we're interested in. We got to get down there and fight for every ball and rebound. But I think that's the uniqueness of this team is that, we've got kids that can really step up and score the ball and do it in a number of different ways. So, we've played 7 games now, and the numbers don't lie. You start looking at stats and field goal percentage, things like that. T's at 71, which is a really good number. And Jordan's at 63 for a guard. That's a really good number. And so we've got to continue. We had 60 points in the paint last night, I think, 50 or 60. So, you know, we've got to continue to work hard and run our offense and have patience. At the same time, we got to stop turning the ball over. You know, you go on the road this Sunday, we can't turn the ball over. We got to get a shot every time.
Coach, how big was it to pull T out of the state of Texas in the recruiting process? Because they really take their basketball serious. So that was a good get for Mississippi State, wasn't it, at the time?
Without a doubt. She lives 38 miles from one school and 30 from the other. And again, I think that speaks volumes for Mississippi State, for our staff, our program, that Tiara would pick us and choose to come here. And then I think we've lived up to what we told her we would do with her and developing her. And I'm just so proud she's going to graduate in 4 years. You know, I'm as proud of that as anything that's happened with the kid, and the kid's an All-American, and I'm awfully proud of that. But to know she's going to graduate, to see her develop as a young woman, to see her impact in our community, to see her growth, her personality come out. 3-4 years ago, you could have got 2 words out of her. You know, you guys ought to, an interesting story, you ought to follow her around. Her and Jazz, what they do with young kids as part of their degree plan, you know, with their internships and things like that. I mean, Jazz is working with 3-year-olds every day. We were talking day before yesterday, she's got to have, yesterday we were talking in study hall before the game, and I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm writing up lesson plans. You're writing up lesson plans for 3-year-olds? I said, I got a bunch of lesson plans from my 3 years of coaching in high school, but they ain't for 3-year-olds. But, you know, T, same thing, their degrees and dealing with young kids, and to see their joy and of how good they are at it, to see the impact that they have, and it ain't going to end. You know, she's going to graduate. She's going to play a long time, but then when she's done with that, she's going to fall back on this degree and be so good at what she does. But I'm just extremely proud of her. She's one of the better stories in my career of just a kid that's just really developed and matured and blossomed. I mean, blossomed as a player, blossomed as a young woman, just really special.
Got one more question for players if you need a question.
Yeah, in real, obviously with the rebounding, that's kind of been something that you've become known for. The coaches talked about having you pass the ball more assists last night with 6. How much do you feel that you're not fitting in that way?
I did have 6, but I could have had 8 or 9. I missed a lot of reads.
Oh,
but yeah, I had 6,
gosh.
Coach.
How much do you feel that you're embracing is not the right way to ask the question, but you're getting maybe more comfortable doing that?
I mean, I still have some ways to go. It's just I have to make the right reads. I have to see the floor better, and that's something that, being more of an offensive player now, that's something that I've been working on. So I still have some ways to go. But yeah, I had 6, Coach. So.
T had a couple of high lows to her last night. You know, made some good reads to her and got her the ball down on the block, and she's really good down there. I mean, she can finish against size, and she's smart. And again, these 2 can really pass the basketball. I think where Anriel's learning to pass it is off the bounce. She's got to learn to, when people rotate and help, she's got to find that next person that's open. Where'd that help come from? Whether it's ball side wing or if it's T on a quick up. But you know, that's something we've been talking about and continue to work on with her, because she's added the range to her game. Now she's got the 15-foot shot to her game. She needs to add getting to the rim explosively to the game, and then when people help off, can she find that next person? And it's hard to do. She's been here 3 months. It's hard to do that. There's so much you want to teach a kid because she's such a special player, but you also got to understand too, it's a process. You just don't learn it overnight or in one practice or in 1 week. And but does that mean I'm just not going to try? Absolutely not. And I think 6 assists last night show she's learning.
players. I'm going to wait.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.